In this video, I am going to give a revision notes of Cbse class 12th Microeconomics chapter 5th Market Equilibrium. So, market is a mechanism or arrangement that brings buyers and sellers of a commodity or services together and allows them to complete the art of selling and buying the act of selling and buying the commodities or service at mutually agreed price. Market equilibrium, it is the condition in which supply equals demands for a specific good. There is no tendency for prices to move while the market is in equilibrium. A competitive market is in balance at the market cost if the amount provided, the quantity supplied rises the amount requested, the quantity demanded. So equilibrium is equal to uniformity of the amount supplied and the amount demanded. Next is equilibrium price. The equilibrium price is the price at which the amount demanded and supplied are equal. A condition of no change is termed equilibrium. So unmistakably, at the equilibrium price, both purchaser and vendor are in the situation of no change. And next is equilibrium quantity. The term equilibrium quantity alludes to the number of goods provided in the market price when the amount provided by vendor precisely coordinates with the amount demanded by the purchasers. It is an idea inside the branch of knowledge of market equilibrium or market balance and is identified with the idea of equilibrium price. In the other terms, the equilibrium quantity is the quantity demanded and supplied at the equilibrium price. So here is a diagram. So y-axis is the price, equilibrium price it is, p is the equilibrium price, and x-axis, so here excess supply, excess demand, equilibrium point and equilibrium price they are given here. Next is excess demand. Now let us learn this concept: excess supply, equilibrium point, equilibrium price and excess demand. Okay, excess demand, when the amount of wanted exceeds the quantity supplied at the current price level, the market is said to be in excess demand. Excess demand arises at a low price than equilibrium. Because prices would fall, it would operate as a lure for purchasers to come to markets, resulting in competition among them. YD is greater than YS. Here YD is equal to market demand and YS is equal to market supply. Excess supply is a market condition in which the quantity supplied for a commodity is greater than the demand at the current market price. It happens at a higher price than the equilibrium price. Since the price will be higher than the equilibrium price, sellers will see this as an opportunity to increase their profits and will increase supply. YS is greater than YD. Here market supply and market YS is the market supply and YD is the market demand. Next is marginal revenue product of labor, M or PL. It is the extra revenue a company can create by hiring one more employee. It is calculated by multiplying the labor marginal product by the output price. Until the M or PL equals the wages rate, firms will seek labor. M or PL is equal to MR into MPL. Next is value of marginal product of labor. The term value of marginal product of labor has three potential interpretation. One is the magnitude of marginal product, which refers to the increase in physical output that comes with adding a new employee. In competitive output marketplaces, the more typical definitions is the price of the output time that size, which indicates the monetary worth of another worker to be contrasted against the marginal monetary cost of the person. So here is the graph they are given. Next is demand shift. A shift is in demand indicates that the quantity demanded will be different at any and all prices than it was previously. Next is supply shift. A shift in the supply curve caused by a change in supply generated a market imbalance that is addressed by altering prices and demands. The supply curve shifts to the right as the change in supply increases, where the supply curve shifts to the left as the change in supply decreases. Next is simultaneous shift of demand and supply. Four potential ways in which the simultaneous shift can be happen. First is the supply and demand curve both shift to the right. Supply and demand curve both shift to the left. Supply curve shift to the left and demand curve shift to the right. Supply curve shift to the right and demand curve shift to the left. Viable industry. These industries are known as viable industries since the equilibrium can be identified. Manufacturing is one of the example of these viable industries. Non-viable industries. The demand and supply curve of a non-viable industries do not interest at any positive quantity. It's an industry where the costs are too high to achieve any beneficial results. Next is price ceiling. Price ceiling, it is the practice of fixing the price of particular requirement products at a lower level so that they might be made available to poor is known as setting in a price ceiling. The effect of imposing a price ceiling is imposing a price ceiling causes an uncontrollable increase in demand. People are more inclined to raise their demand for such things if the price is lower. Poor consumers do not have unlimited access to products for certain commodities. A quota has been set. The goods given under the price ceiling scheme are typically of lower quality. Next is price floor. Price floor at the point when the price charged is more prominent than or less than the equilibrium value set by the market influences of interest and supply. It is alluded to as a price floor. Lower price floors have been demonstrated to be unsuccessful through observations. The importance of a price floor in the labor market has been discovered. Next is price determination in perfect market competition. Price is determined by market demand and supply in a perfect competitive market. The aggregate of all individual market requests is known as the market demand. The next graphical representation of price determination in perfect competitive market is excess supply, quantity, supply is there, excess demand. The price is decided at the point where the market demand curve intersect the market supply curve as they have shown in the above diagram. As seen in the diagram, every position above the equilibrium price provide excess supply, whereas point below the equilibrium price creates excess demand. Next is wage determination in perfect competitive labor market. The wage rate is determined by the equilibrium of labor demand and supply. The marginal product of labor is a key factor in determining labor demand. The wage rate is equal to the marginal revenue product of labor, which is determined by the demand for and supply of labor. As a result, in perfect labor market, a firm will employ the amount of labor at which the wage rate equals the MRP of the labor. This is the graph of wage determination. Wages are in y-axis, labor are in x-axis. Effect of income on price and quantity equilibrium. If the number of business in the market remains constant, an increase in consumer income leads to an increase in the equilibrium price. With an increase in their income, consumers are more inclined to raise their demand. When demand rises, the equilibrium price rises as well. A graphical representation of this effect of rising income levels on equilibrium price are like this. Next is, if the number of consumers remains constant, a fall in consumer income results in a decrease in the equilibrium price. In the market, firms and constants, as a result of their lower income, consumers are more inclined to reduce their demand due to the availability of extra supply in the market. A drop in demand induces a drop in the equilibrium price. A graphical representation of this effect of declining income level on equilibrium price and quantity is like this. Here y-axis is price, x-axis is output, so like this it will be. Okay friends, this was your chapter microeconomics, market equilibrium. um, so if this video is helpful to you, please give a like and also share my video with your friends so that it may be helpful to your friends also. So okay friends, I'll see you in my next video. If you need any help in the studies, please do comments in the comment section. I will try to help you out, and also share my video. So okay friends, see you in my next video. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye my dear friends.